Welcome back to Mountain View Homestead. This is Andy, and it looks a little green in here, but we're gonna add some more green. We've got a break in the rain that we've had for the last week. Tons of weeds have come up, but I've got to get tomatoes in the ground or they're gonna die. Homestead, this is Andy coming to you.
On a rainy day, the sunflowers have started to come to life.
All right, so this is going to be the first year that we've went through and that we've done this in what's called a Florida weave style. So that Florida weave, we're going to go through and we're going to plant. I've got a lot of tomatoes to set out, but we're going to space these out to where we can have a tobacco stick, which is just a wooden stick about 3-4 feet in length. But we're going to have that between each plant, and every 15 or so feet, we're going to have a T-post. So today, my job, quickly, as I've got about 50 minutes to get this done before we've got to be ready to go to head to some doctor's appointments. I'm going to go through and knock out as much of this as I possibly can of getting these tomatoes in the ground. So what varieties are we planting? Let me show you. Okay, so here in the cart, this is what we've got that's going to be going out today. We've got our San Marzano tomatoes, Cherokee Purple, that's right here. Those are the ones that are a little bit leggier, have a little bit more growth on them. We also have some Romas in here. Some Georgia beefsteak are really small, but I am going to try to get some of those out. It looks like mainly right now the Cherokee Purple is what's really taken off, and I want to get those in the ground. I do have some peppers, if I've got time, that I want to go ahead and get those out as well. And then I'm going to have to come back through and so I'm spacing these about 2 feet apart so that I've got room for the stakes to go between them and so that I can get growth. So I just put 61 holes in. We can fit 61 tomatoes for this length of roughly 100 feet. So we're going to try to get these spread out, get a little bit of a variety. I've got to try to mark them off so that I can get this done. But we're going to start with our Cherokee Purple. Then we're going to go into some of our other varieties for the canning tomatoes and everything that we can enjoy there. Now I double seed a lot of mine. I do not thin them out. I'm going to wait until I get in here. And this is where we're going to go ahead and start thinning out some of these tomatoes. In here, you see we have three viable plants. I'm going to thin these out so that we can get as much yield as possible. And if I've got extra space, then I'll put the rest of these out, or we will sell them or gift them to other folks. And with this tomato, even though the roots are way down here, I want to go ahead and bury as much of this as possible. It will develop root anywhere along here that's in the ground, and I want to try to bury it deep. I'm just going to leave the leaves exposed, put the rest in there, press down so that I get good contact with the dirt, and we're going to repeat that. Okay, so our 50 minutes is up. I was able to get the 61 holes filled with Cherokee Purple at the far end. Then we did some Roma and San Marzano, and I finished up right here at the end with a Georgia Streak beefsteak tomato. I think from looking at it, I could do a whole nother row and do it the same way. So I probably will be doing a row that's going to be mixed with here on the top side that I'll do our remaining tomatoes, and then in between I will probably have our cherry tomatoes here in the center section. So I want to have our full fruit all in one weave. I will have our full fruit in another full length, because I do have another tray that I didn't even bring today to the garden. So we'll have that up here, and then we'll have intermixed with our smaller, our dwarf, our cherry tomatoes, our black cherry tomatoes that I'm going to have coming from where the cucumbers end to the end of the row. So that will give us a tremendous amount of yield. Hopefully we'll be able to can a lot of tomato sauce this year, have a lot of fried green tomatoes, have a lot of different things to enjoy fresh through the summer. Then we've got to try to fit in everything else. We still have watermelon to put out. We still have cantaloupe that we want to get out. More beans to be able to put out. I've got beans. The other day I did not record because it was raining, but I did some Three Sisters planting. I did, part of it is going to be yellow sweet corn. I've got 2 circles planted of a popcorn, and then we will let those go for about another 1 to 2 weeks. And then once we see that that has shot up to about 5 inches tall, then I will go through, plant beans interdispersed with that. And I will plant some type of squash in the center. I bought some butternut squash is my plan that I will put in the center of those, because our zucchini and our yellow squash we're going to be getting to sooner. I don't want to be fighting through the corn to try to get to it. So we'll be doing that. I've also, as you can see, got to do a lot of weeding. The rain has been very nice to get everything nice and watered, but also what has been watered is all the fall over, all the grass, everything that's trying to come back up and take over this. Lesson learned. I think that next year what we will do is, after I till everything under, I'm going to have to buy tarp and tarp it so that way we don't have any other seeds that germinate. We let everything stay dormant until we're ready to pull that off, and then we will turn it and plant. So that is it for today. Thanks so much for joining. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share, subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, this is Andy saying, love your life, love your homestead. We'll talk to you soon.